Hello and welcome everybody to RCW's February pay-per-view, Hell on Earth. You are looking live in Greensboro, North Carolina for this exciting night of matches for tonight's pay-per-view. Hello, welcome everybody. My name is Tuba Splat and I will be your host here at ringside as I'm calling the action. Boy, oh boy, what a show we have for you this evening. We're going to start off strong with the RCW Twitch TV Championship Hell in a Cell match. The champion Cesaro defending against number one contender that was decided last night in one of our two fatal four-way matches. One being Bray Wyatt winning the fatal four-way to become number one contender for the RCW Twitch TV Championship. And that match is coming up next. But then, of course, last night in our main event, we saw AJ Styles survive his fatal four-way match to become number one contender for Chris Jericho and the RCW Heavyweight Championship. That will be our main event this evening. Chris Jericho and AJ Styles inside Hell in a Cell. More or less a rematch from their encounter back at WrestleMania 32. We're going to start off strong with the Twitch TV Championship on the line. Bray Wyatt versus Cesaro. And I believe that this will be Cesaro's first encounter inside the Hell in a Cell, as Bray Wyatt enters his third Hell in a Cell. And of course, last night we saw debuting Curtis Axel in a major upset, defeated the RCW Heavyweight Champion Chris Jericho. That's got to play some sort of effect in the mind of Jericho. Also, we saw the debut of Ty Dillinger in a great effort to defeat Luke Harper, but was not successful. Cesaro being the only second RCW Twitch TV champion. He defeated Samoa Joe back at Thanks for Nothing back in August. Back in November, excuse me. As you can see right there next to the stage, we got an ambulance at ringside for each of the matches. In tonight's show, we also found out last night that Sasha Banks will be included into the women's championship match. So there's now going to be a triple threat: Nikki Bella, Charlotte, and Sasha Banks. We also found that the Revival will be challenging Team Altitude for the RCW Tag Team Championships, since the Revival knocked off the Dudley Boys back at Clash of Ages in a Tag Team Extreme Rules match. Sasha Banks earning her opportunity against Nikki Bella and Charlotte after defeating Lita at Clash of Ages. Cesaro has been a great champion so far. Let's see if he can continue it against Bray Wyatt inside Hell in a Cell. Bray Wyatt has been a dominant force in RCW since we first launched. And here we go, Cesaro and Wyatt right out of the gate with a running STO to Cesaro. And Cesaro right back on the attack with a straight jacket into a powerbomb. But of course next month is our WrestleMania. Our next pay-per-view is going to be Final Bell. And Cesaro with the double stomps. And now Cesaro taking it to Bray Wyatt as Cesaro ascends to the top rope here. And he's just calling for Wyatt to get up. Cesaro with a double axe handle, but Bray Wyatt with a right hand right to the gut. And then a double-handed choke slam to Cesaro. Also coming up tonight we have Finn Balor finally getting his hands one-on-one with Randy Orton with nowhere for Randy to hide. Ever since they encountered back at Winter's Wrath, Randy Orton has wanted no part of Finn Balor. Cesaro again with the double knees, or double stomp. And again just throwing Wyatt's head right into the mat. Another double stomp. Bray Wyatt with a double leg takedown to Cesaro. You know, just choking the life, and it's perfectly legal inside Hell in a Cell. And of course, Bray Wyatt being the inaugural RCW heavyweight champion, but was then defeated by Chris Jericho 2 nights in a row. First on Strike Zone, inside a steel cage. And then the next night at Thanks for Nothing in a tables match, Cesaro goes into the first cover of the matchup to retain his championship here, and Wyatt kicks out. And Wyatt fighting out of the hold and throwing in an extra right hand for good measure as the referee has temporarily been knocked out. And Wyatt descending, Cesaro corner to corner with the splashes. It looked like Cesaro was about to return the favor, but Wyatt met him with a knee. And Cesaro with a huge scoop slam to Bray Wyatt as he goes back into the cover here. And Wyatt kicks out of him before the count of 2. Bray Wyatt with a spin out, looked like a kind of modified gut buster there. Wyatt now with the running senton to Cesaro. Cesaro sweeps the leg to take down Wyatt and again goes into the cover. And of course, the crowd here in Greensboro very excited about what's going to happen later on tonight with Cesaro with a European uppercut. And Wyatt just shoving off Cesaro. As Wyatt was looking for some sort of maneuver there, but Cesaro just shoved him off, and now Cesaro's looking to finish Bray Wyatt here with the Gotch neutralizer. And he hits the neutralizer. Cesaro into the cover on Bray Wyatt to retain the championship, and Wyatt kicks out at 2. A number of weeks ago, these two went one-on-one, and Cesaro made Wyatt tap out to the sharpshooter. I believe it was the first strike zone after Thanks for Nothing, where all the new champions met with the former champions, and Cesaro and Wyatt went one-on-one. We're kind of renewing this rivalry here as Wyatt takes down Cesaro. And of course, Wyatt looking to capture another championship since losing the heavyweight championship to Jericho in a tables match, and then losing to Goldberg at Clash of Ages. As the crowd here in Greensboro is chanting, Bray is going to kill you, but Bray is just staring a hole into Cesaro here. And Wyatt with a right elbow into the gut wrench slam. Goes Wyatt to Cesaro, and Wyatt again with another running senton. Wyatt with the first cover of his first cover of the match, and Cesaro kicks out. And Cesaro with a shoulder tackle to Bray Wyatt. And Cesaro again with another European uppercut. And Wyatt with a back body drop to Cesaro. Wyatt laying down the series of elbows, and now not sure what Wyatt might be looking for here. He might be looking for looking for Sister Abigail. No spider walk tonight. He means business. Sister Abigail to Cesaro. Wyatt into the cover to capture the Twitch TV championship, and he does successfully. Much like his brother-in Luke Harper, Bray Wyatt has always been a man on a mission since we first launched RCW. Bray Wyatt is now the Twitch TV champion. You see the second European uppercut from Cesaro. Thought that was going to be enough there, but Wyatt with a surprise. Sister Abigail did not even set up the spider walk or anything. And who knows, this might be a sign of things to come. This is only our first match of the night. We might see more championships change hands. As Wyatt is now the new RCW Twitch TV champion. And of course, coming up next now is the RCW Tag Team Championship match. We got Team Altitude against the Revival. The Revival earning its shot at the champions since defeating the Dudley Boys in a 2-on-2 Extreme Rules match back at Clash of Ages, and these boys definitely earn a shot against the champs. And here comes the Revival. The former two-time NXT Tag Team Champions. Looking to make a statement by winning the Tag Team Championships here against Team Altitude. And here comes Team Altitude since winning back the championships from the former champs Enzo and Cass a couple of weeks ago. Looking to retain and keep the championships as long as they can. I mean, they're already the longest reigning tag team champions since becoming the inaugural champions in a huge upset, but still want to keep the train rolling. And this will be the Revival's first opportunity at the Tag Team Championships since signing with RCW. They got a well-formable team to try and dethrone to become champion. And here we go. We got Ryder starting off with for Team Altitude against Dash Wilder. As Wilder immediately eats a flapjack from Zack Ryder, former Intercontinental Champion, Tag Team Champion, and United States Champion. Welcome back, Joseph. You missed Bray Wyatt becoming the third RCW Twitch TV champion, beating Cesaro inside Hell in a Cell. As now the Revival are getting a shot at the Tag Team Championships since defeating the Dudleys back at Clash of Ages in January. I mean, the only title match that Team Altitude have lost was against Enzo and Cass, which would be the third opportunity at the Tag Team Champions back at Winter's Wrath, and Ryder and Neville regained the titles a couple of weeks ago in the main event of Strike Zone. Scott Dawson, the right hand, looking for a full Nelson slam there, but Neville breaking out of it. And Scott Dawson with a backbreaker. to Neville. Two very formidable teams. Of course, Wilder and Dawson, their motto is no flips, just kicks, or punches, or however. No flips, just fists. And Ryder and Neville, they like to mix it up a little bit. Both teams with shattering finishing maneuvers. The Revival with the shatter machine, and Altitude with the airdrop. And Scott Dawson delivers a brainbuster to Zack Ryder. Ryder countering with a facebuster of his own, and there's the flying forearm. Now Ryder sending Scott Dawson into the corner. As Dash Wilder's tending to the referee on the other side. And Neville into the cover. And Dash Wilder's there to break it up. Now Neville on the apron looking for a springboard maneuver. Maybe second thoughts on that springboard maneuver. As he whips Dawson right into the corner. And Dawson with a DDT. And now Dawson tags in Dash Wilder. Laying down the right hands. Dash Wilder with a sharp elbow to Neville. And a hard kick and more right hands. Neville with a facebuster to Wilder. Snapmare takedown. And a kick right to the back. Now Neville into the cover on Dash Wilder. As Ryder, as you can see on the right-handed part of your screen, was reaching to get the tag to cut back in the match. As Neville lays down the right elbows to the cranium of Dash Wilder. Dash Wilder with an atomic drop. You don't see that very often. And of course, Wilder and Dawson, the Revival, they go a little old school in their techniques and maneuvers. Go back to the hard-hitting style. Dash Wilder with a snap suplex to Neville. And now they look to make a tag. Neville's not done fighting. Neville with a Hurricane Rana. Never count out the former Cruiserweight champion. Neville into the cover on Wilder. And Wilder kicking out before even the count of two. Now Wilder with a right hand. Right to the gut of Neville, but he's got him in a fireman's carry predicament and a backbreaker. Neville getting out of the way. Oh boy. Neville sending Wilder into the corner. We're going to see it. We're going to see it. We're going to see the airdrop. Airdrop from Team Altitude. Ryder into the cover to retain the championship. And Dash Wilder survives. As Neville was attending to Scott Dawson, but Ryder on the top rope here. With a huge double leg drop there from Ryder. Now Ryder with a powerbomb of his own to Dash Wilder. And of course, also coming up tonight, we have Samoa Joe going one-on-one with Seth Rollins, as Ryder's looking to deliver the broski boot to Dash Wilder. Ryder and Neville might be looking for it again, looking for the airdrop as Scott Dawson is looking to get involved one way or another. So we go for airdrop number 2. Now the Neville in the cover on Wilder. And Team Altitude retain the championships against the Revival. A great match between these two teams here, the Revival and Altitude. And Altitude, the champions, a little bit more to give. Also, we have a women's division tag team match. We have Carmella, 2 new signees with 2 women that have been here since the inception. We got Carmella teaming with Becky Lynch against Nia Jax and Natalya. That match also coming up later on tonight. Congratulations to Team Altitude in retaining the championships. But up next, we're going to hear from one of our general managers, the Rated R superstar and WWE Hall of Famer, Edge. Greensboro, North Carolina. We hope that you guys are enjoying the matches so far here tonight. We got a lot more coming up. Just wanted to say thank you for everyone sitting here at the arena and everybody watching at home. I'd like to say congratulations to our new Twitch TV champion, Bray Wyatt, and Team Altitude are regaining the championships. And of course, I knew that Ryder would know about when I knew that Ryder would at least retain the titles because I taught him everything he knows. And again, thank you everybody so much for coming out, and I'm sure we'll hear from the other general manager later on tonight. And coming up next, we got Samoa Joe versus Seth Rollins. And of course, this match come to fruition because Samoa Joe was absolutely peeved over getting a match robbed from him by John Cena back at Clash of Ages. And Samoa Joe's been on a rampage. Samoa Joe absolutely destroying Dolph Ziggler last night on Strike Zone. A great match between Ziggler and Samoa Joe, but Samoa Joe just coming out on top. And of course, Samoa Joe was the inaugural Twitch TV champion, which now that championship belongs to Bray Wyatt. Of course, Samoa Joe being a two-time NXT champion. And here comes the man that was the inaugural NXT champion back in 2012. The architect of the Shield, Seth Rollins. Rollins was also involved in that Twitch TV Championship Fatal 4-Way match back at the Autumn Rumble, along with Randy Orton and Dean Ambrose. Samoa Joe actually made Rollins tap out to become the inaugural champion. To put that into perspective, and Seth Rollins looks to put a stop to Samoa Joe. And here we go, Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe. Seth Rollins right out of the gate with a sling blade to Samoa Joe, and Joe countering it with a back body drop. And Rollins with a high knee to the face of Samoa Joe. And of course, last night Ziggler took Samoa Joe to his limits, and Ziggler would come out on the losing end, but don't. And of course, we all know what Ziggler's made out of, especially with his match in the Autumn Rumble kickoff a number of months ago with Randy Orton. A lot of people consider that to be match of the year, as Joe is just laying in the right elbows to the face of Seth Rollins as he goes for a running senton. And of course, Samoa Joe costing Seth Rollins a few weeks or months of his career over in WWE after Joe made his debut over on Monday Night Raw, re-injuring the surgically repaired knee of Seth Rollins. Samoa Joe with another back body drop to Seth Rollins, and now Samoa Joe is laying down the right hands. What is Joe doing? Joe is destroying. That's what he does. But Rollins with a swing over DDT. Now Rollins with an armbar onto Samoa Joe. Joe may not be a grappler, but when it counts, he does bring it to the table. Now Samoa Joe's got Rollins perched on top rope, but Seth Rollins with the double knees. What's going on? Chem strike. Rollins is looking to kick the large back of Samoa Joe, and now Rollins with a inverted facebuster, wheelbarrow facebuster of his own. And Seth Rollins with a crossbody. Yes, this is regular superstars, but custom universe. Rollins with a schoolboy super kick to Samoa Joe. And of course, Joe may not be 100% after last night against Dolph Ziggler. But Rollins looking to put Joe away with the pedigree here. Chem Strike, thank you so much for the follow. Now Rollins into the cover on Samoa Joe here. And Joe still has lots of fight left in the tank. And Rollins is trying to get the crowd hyped here in Greensboro. And Seth Rollins with a package pile driver and a standing moonsault. Excuse me, shooting star. And Rollins with a frog splash from the top rope, homage to Eddie Guerrero. And Joe right back on the attack with a shoulder tackle and a DDT to Seth Rollins. And of course, Seth Rollins had an amazing match against The Rock back at Clash of Ages in January. A lot of people thought it would be extremely one-sided, but it was a hell of a match. Samurai takedown from Seth Rollins. And a bit of an eye rake just for extra measure if the ref didn't see it. And now Rollins setting Joe up on the top rope. Now Rollins with a body drop from the middle rope, affecting both men. Oh no. No. Rollins, he might be exacting revenge, but not like this. Rollins with a turnbuckle bomb to Samoa Joe. Now Rollins working the tree trunk legs of Samoa Joe. As now Rollins is looking for a second pedigree to Samoa Joe, and this time Joe's busted open. Rollins into the cover. And Joe still fights. If Samoa Joe can survive a fatal four-way, he can survive Seth Rollins with the springboard Phoenix Splash to Samoa Joe. But of course, for Samoa Joe, all he needs to do is to hit the muscle buster or slap on the coquina clutch, and it's all over. But Joe hasn't been able to hit a finishing maneuver or signature in this match so far. It's been all Rollins when it comes to hitting maneuvers, finishing blows to the end of matches. I might have spoken a little too soon. Samoa Joe with the German full Nelson suplex. Then the second German Samoa Joe has put men away with this maneuver. The triple of trio suplexes. And Rollins barely able to get the shoulder up. The Samoa Joe with the shoulder tackle to Seth Rollins, probably trying to separate the shoulder from the shoulder in place. As now Joe works the legs of Rollins. This crowd is getting behind Rollins. Joe looking for a spinning backhand. Samoa Joe, fireman's carry into the slam there. Joe again with Rollins on his shoulders and with a Samoan drop. Of course, we all know Samoa Joe is one of the most dangerous men that have ever stepped foot into a professional wrestling ring. He might have been looking for a maneuver there. Might have been the Koji clutch or the Coquina clutch, but Rollins with the wherewithal, and oh my God, Rollins looking to seriously injure Samoa Joe again with another turnbuckle bomb. Rollins into the cover on Samoa Joe, and Joe barely kicking out at 2.5. As Rollins is now looking for a third pedigree. To put Samoa Joe away and put the nail in the coffin as he shoots the half into the cover on Joe. And Seth Rollins has put an end to Samoa Joe. And of course, back at Clash of Ages, it took 4 pedigrees to put away The Rock, but it only took 3 to put away Samoa Joe. Seth Rollins is a win over Samoa Joe. As you see the 1 of 3 pedigrees there to Samoa Joe. And there you see the 3rd pedigree to Samoa Joe to finally put the nail in the coffin. And Seth Rollins now is to celebrate that he beat Samoa Joe. Coming up next is the Triple Threat Women's Division Hell in a Cell match. Of course, this match was originally supposed to be Nikki Bella versus Charlotte, but Sasha Banks called out Nikki Bella last night, saying that she earns a shot because she has crawled and scratched her way to win every championship, and she defeated Lita back at Clash of Ages, and Nikki Bella humbly accepted. And of course, I wouldn't believe that. I wouldn't hold it against Charlotte if she's not a little upset that Sasha Banks got included into the match. And of course, Charlotte got to become #1 contender after a very interesting way of how it was decided for women's #1 contender. The last strike zone of 2016 was a women's division Survivor Series style tag team match where if there was one single sole survivor, they would immediately face the champion at that time, which was Bayley. They would face the champion here tonight at Hell on Earth. And if there were multiple survivors, they would face each other to become #1 contender, and the winners of that team were Charlotte and Paige. And Charlotte would defeat Paige a couple of weeks ago to now get a shot at the women's division title, women's championship. And of course, Nikki Bella regaining the women's championship from Bayley a couple of weeks ago in the main event of Strike Zone. For Nikki Bella to become the first ever two-time women's champion. But this time she doesn't have a 50-50 chance of regaining the championship, a 50% chance. She's got roughly a 33% chance to regain the championship against Charlotte and Sasha Banks. And of course, we're pretty close back to the Queen City. We're here in Greensboro, North Carolina. And of course, Charlotte and Sasha Banks know what it's all about to compete inside Hell in a Cell. The two compete over the Raw Women's Division, the Raw Women's Championship match inside Hell in a Cell a couple of years ago, last year. So this would be the first ever Women's Championship triple threat Hell in a Cell. And of course, Nikki Bella was the inaugural RCW Women's Champion. Back at the Autumn Rumble, surviving a 6th woman after lots of qualifying matches to become the champion. Nikki Bella would have to eliminate 5 other women to become champion. And the one wild card in that matchup was Alicia Fox after she defeated Naomi in the kickoff of the Autumn Rumble to be entered into the Battle Royal for the Women's Championship. And we're only about halfway through the show. And of course, Charlotte and Sasha Banks were also involved in that over-the-top rope battle royal back at the Autumn Rumble to become inaugural champion. But Charlotte was actually the first one eliminated in that battle royal. Again, Charlotte and Sasha know what it is like to be locked inside Hell in a Cell, but this would be Nikki's first time inside the cell. And she's just letting Charlotte and Sasha battle it out right now in the middle of the ring. And now Sasha wants to get Nikki involved, and I guess Nikki doesn't have any choice in the matter and now finally get involved in the match. But Charlotte's spending too much time pandering. Just because Charlotte's the queen doesn't immediately make her the winner of the match. She's got to pin somebody. Nikki Bella with a back suplex to Charlotte. Now Charlotte with a crucifix takedown. Now Charlotte using the long legs for submission maneuver. And Charlotte with a swinging neck breaker. And Sasha rolls out of the ring to recover. And Charlotte with a high knee. The face of Nikki Bella. Now Sasha. With no idea what was going on there. That was an innovative sequence between those two women. And Charlotte with a bulldog to Nikki as Nikki is rolling out of the ring. And Charlotte had Sasha Banks hung up on the rope. And Charlotte to the middle rope and a splash to Sasha Banks. Now Charlotte choking the life out of Sasha, and it's perfectly legal as Nikki makes herself known with a flying forearm to Charlotte. And back, looked like Sasha was a little bit out of it, but she snapped right back. Now Nikki Bella with a face buster to Sasha and a monkey flip. Nikki Bella, the first cover in the match, to retain the title, and Charlotte breaks it up. And now Charlotte might be working the legs of Nikki to set up for the figure eight, possibly later on in the match. And Charlotte with a right hand into the German suplex. This way Sasha just landed on her head onto the mat. And now Charlotte is taking it to Nikki Bella. And now Charlotte looking for the figure eight already in this matchup here. Looking for the figure four into the figure eight. Is Nikki Bella going to tap out here? Charlotte become the new champion. And Sasha is stirring on the outside, now realizing that the championship's in jeopardy. Nikki Bella able to fight out of the figure eight. Now a 2-on-1 assault. Sasha and Nikki now onto Charlotte, but Sasha gaining full control of Charlotte. It's now one-on-one. Charlotte, Sasha and Nikki. And a big boot right to the face. And Nikki with a Hurricane Rana. Now Nikki was looking for the forearm smash to Sasha Banks. Now Sasha just going off here, attacking anything in sight. Now Charlotte with a Hurricane Rana. Now Charlotte got Nikki Bella in a fireman's carry into a face buster. Charlotte into the cover. And Nikki kicking out before the count of two. And Charlotte is driving the knee to the back of Nikki. And Charlotte with a spear. And Nikki with a European uppercut as Sasha gets back in the match here. Nikki looking for a neck breaker, and Charlotte with a neck breaker of her own. As Nikki rolls out of the ring, which isn't that wise because she's got to still retain the championship one way or another, as Sasha Banks looking for a bankrupt here. And again, Nikki doesn't need to be involved in the cover to lose the championship. But Sasha hit the bankrupt. Now Sasha Banks looking for the Looking for the bank statement here as now Nikki realizes her championship's in jeopardy. And Sasha's locked in the bank statement onto Charlotte. And Nikki breaks up the submission hold here. As Nikki sends Sasha into the corner. Now setting her up on the top of the turnbuckle. Now Sasha with high double knees from the top rope to Nikki Bella. Now Sasha Banks is looking for a bank statement to Nikki. But Charlotte doesn't even seem to care at this point. Sasha's got Nikki in the bank statement, and Nikki Bella taps out. Sasha Banks is new women's champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Sasha Banks is the new women's champion of RCW. After Charlotte was pandering to the crowd, it was perfect time for Sasha to strike and hit the bank statement. And now Sasha Banks is the new RCW Women's Champion. You see the closing moments. Sasha locking in the bank statement onto Nikki Bella. Charlotte nowhere to be in sight. She's trying to get the crowd behind her. By the time that she noticed that Nikki was in the bank statement, it was too late. That she was already tapping out. For Sasha's second time inside Hell in a Cell. She comes out the victor and the new RCW Women's Champion. Congratulations, Sasha. As now we approach Randy Orton facing Finn Balor. Finn finally, after months, getting his hands on Randy Orton. This time, nowhere for Orton to run and hide. Ever since the encounter back at Winter's Wrath, Orton has wanted no part of Finn Balor. Kept saying Finn wasn't worth his time. The two would have a one-on-one match on the first episode of Strike Zone of 2017. But Randy Orton got himself counted out on purpose to not have to face Finn Balor. But of course our general managers made the announcement that Randy Orton has nowhere to hide now. Randy Orton will be locked inside Hell in a Cell with the Demon King, Finn Balor. And of course, this would be Finn's first time inside Hell in a Cell, and Randy Orton, a veteran of the Hell in a Cell match. Been involved in at least half a dozen Hell in a Cell matches in his career. Orton and Balor in their respected cage and steel cage no disqualification matches to prepare for this match. Randy Orton went with AJ Styles' side of steel cage, and Orton came the victor. And last night, Finn Balor was in a steel cage with Baron Corbin, and Corbin escaping. Finn Balor faced Kane in no disqualification match, and Finn didn't even have to utilize the no disqualification rules to win the match. And Randy Orton faced Sami Zayn last night in a no disqualification match, and a upset. Sami Zayn put a win over Randy Orton. As now Randy Orton gets to face the Demon King, Finn Balor. Finn Balor been on a roll as of late since returning to RCW. After we didn't see him for quite a bit, Balor came back stronger and better than ever. And I've got goosebumps, ladies and gentlemen, sitting here at ringside for Finn's entrance. You know this is going to be an explosive match. Finn versus Orton, first time ever. If I were Randy Orton, I would not be wanting to stare directly across the ring against the Demon King. As Randy Orton with a side Russian leg sweep out of the gate against Finn. And again, this time nowhere for Randy Orton to hide. This time he is locked inside the cell with the Demon King. As Randy was looking to play a bit of mind games with Finn with a right elbow. And now these two just slugging right hands to each other. As now the crowd here in Greensboro chanting RKO for Randy Orton, and Finn Balor to the top rope already. And a Hurricane Rana from the top rope from Finn Balor. Now Finn grabbing a steel chair under the ring, looking to level Randy Orton's head with it, but Randy shoving it back to Finn Balor. And Finn with a brain buster to Randy Orton, and of course the steel chair was what did Randy Orton in last night against Sami Zayn. Randy went and grabbed a steel chair under the ring to use to Sammy, and Sammy shoved it back and busted Randy wide open. Basically, the steel chair cost Randy the match as Finn goes into the cover. But Randy looking was but Finn was looking to utilize it to his advantage. Finn on the apron. What's he thinking of here? Finn looking for a missile dropkick, but Randy shoving him away. And Finn with a fireman's carry to Randy Orton. And a suplex back into the ring from Finn. Finn into the cover again to Randy Orton. And Randy kicking out at 2. And Finn with a missile drop kick to the upper back. Now the crowd is split in 2 for this match. Now they're chanting for Finn. Finn looking to end this match early here. Finn Balor looking for the middle missile drop kick. As he throws Randy back, his shoulders onto the mat and into the cover, and Randy kicks out. And of course, our main event tonight, AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho for the RCW Heavyweight Championship after AJ Styles survived a fatal 4-way last night, become #1 contender. AJ's got serious momentum building into the main event tonight, and Chris Jericho, the complete opposite after a huge loss, is Finn. Coup de grace to Randy Orton. Finn into the cover. And the ref's hand hit the mat, but Randy's shoulder must have just gotten up. As I was saying earlier, AJ's got a bit of momentum after defeating everybody in a fatal 4-way to face Jericho, but Jericho on the complete opposite side of the spectrum, he took a loss to a debuting Curtis Axel. And what that's got to do to the psyche and mindset of Chris Jericho tonight. Is Randy Orton now just stalking his prey, just stalking at Finn Balor. Every time Finn tries to get up, oh my God. Randy Orton with the Hangman's DDT to Finn Balor. I was afraid that Finn's head was going to meet that steel chair, but luckily for Finn, the chair wasn't close. Now Randy Orton stalking the Demon King. And Finn countering the RKO, just shoving Orton off. There's now Finn. Bloody Sunday. Or excuse me, 1916. To Randy Orton. And of course, the Demon King, a completely different side of Finn Balor as Randy takes him down with a double leg takedown. The Demon King, different side of Finn Balor as Randy looking to build momentum here. Now Randy is looking and stalking Finn Balor. To finally looking to deal another RKO, but Finn Balor back on the top rope. A second coup de grace. Randy rolls out of the way. Both men nearly avoiding disaster. Finn shoving off the RKO and Randy rolling out of the way of the coup de grace, and Randy with a cross body, which we don't see very often from the Viper. Randy Orton with a suplex with authority to Finn Balor. Oh no. Oh no. Randy with the punt kick to Finn Balor. Randy into the cover on Finn. And again, Finn barely getting the shoulder up, and Randy is livid. The Demon King. Some supernatural ability to kick out of the punt kick. Randy Orton, the kitchen sink knee to Finn Balor. Finn with the fireman's carry. I knew that this match would not be a disappointment. Finn looking for another running missile drop kick into the middle turnbuckle. I knew this match would not disappoint. Finn looking for the running enziguri to Randy. Now Finn looking to get the crowd behind him to put this match away. As Finn is stalking Randy. With some sort of maneuver there. I don't think I've ever seen that before from Finn. And Randy with a back body drop. Now into the cover on Finn. And Finn even kicking out before the count of 2. As now Randy takes a moment. That wasn't the Bloody Sunday. That was some different variation. Looked like it was a DDT. Now Finn. Here's the Bloody Sunday to Randy Orton with a 1916. But Finn deciding to deal some extra punishment there. Finn ascending to the top rope. I would not be there if I were facing Randy Orton. Coup de grace for the second time. Finn on the cover of Orton. And Randy Orton has been vanquished by the Demon King. The Demon King has put away the Viper. Again, this time was nowhere for Randy Orton to hide and run away from. Locked inside the cage. Locked inside the cell with the Demon King, Finn Balor. As you saw there, the second coup. And there's the first coup de grace, excuse me, and there was the punt kick. But we thought it was all over. And right there, Finn barely getting the shoulder up, but here was the final blow into the match, the second coup de grace. The Demon King has bitten off the head of the Viper. And Finn walks out victorious in his first Hell in a Cell match. Coming up next is a women's division tag team match as still two new faces to the company, Carmella and Nia Jax, team up with their tag team partners Becky Lynch and Natalya, and of course Carmella and Nia Jax, their in-ring debuts against each other, and then Becky Lynch faced Natalya. Natalya the winner over Becky Lynch, and Carmella with a huge win over Nia Jax, and now they look to team up together. As we get set with RCW's resident steampunk, Becky Lynch. From the team with an adversary from NXT, Carmella. And of course, Carmella with her in-ring debut in RCW with a huge win over Nia Jax, making her tap out to the Code of Silence. And here comes the former WWE Divas Champion Natalya. Son of Jim the Anvil and Neidhart, and the niece of WWE Hall of Famer Bret the Hitman Hart. And then here comes Nia Jax, who ran roughshod of the women's division in NXT, and even a part of Monday Night Raw, before coming over to RCW. And hasn't had great luck so far. Again, tapping out to Carmella and the Code of Silence. Looks like the match that happened a couple of weeks ago, Becky and Natalya starting off this tag match. And Becky Lynch already working on the arm of Natalya to set up with this armor later on in the match, and Natalya with a bit of a kip up into a Hurricane Rana there. And a leg drop from Natalya. And a Dragon Screw takedown from Becky Lynch. And Natalya takes down Becky there. Natalya, one of the more technically profound women in RCW. And Natalya with a right hand harder than a rock, just lays out Carmella. Natalya seems to have everybody's number here tonight. Both Carmella and Becky Lynch as she tags into Nia Jax. Who wants to exact a bit of revenge from Carmella, making Nia Jax tap out to the cone of silence. And Nia Jax with a high knee. Now Nia just slamming the knee of Carmella into the mat. As Carmella takes to the fight to Nia Jax here. She's looking to tag back in Becky. Now Becky with the right elbows. And Nia Jax with the elbow of her own. Knocking down Becky Lynch. And a high knee. And Nia working the legs of Becky Lynch. Knowing that that's the root of her soul, of her straight fire. And Becky was looking for a scoop slam there, but Nia Jax with a Samoa drop to Becky Lynch. As now Nia tags in Natalya back in. Natalya with a suplex. This is trying to get the crowd here in Greensboro behind her, but Becky Lynch with a face buster and a swing over DDT to Natalya. And of course now, referring back to our women's division, women's championship triple threat match later tonight, the new champion Sasha Banks. She's got a big target on her back. And I'm sure all four of these women would like to have an opportunity against Sasha for the women's championship. As now Becky and Carmella go for the double team here. Setting Natalya up on the top rope. And a back body drop. Taking out Natalya as Carmella goes into the cover. And Natalya kicks out of the double team. As now the ref's knocked out. After catching, I believe, some sort of ligament of Nia Jax. As Carmella got a modified surfboard stretch there onto Natalya. Natalya just shaking off Carmella. And she now sends Carmella over to Nia Jax. Carmella's got a lot of fight in this young lady. And Natalya hits the discus clothesline, the natty by nature. Shades of her daddy, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Natalya with the wheelbarrow facebuster. And Natalya was looking to drag Carmella over center of the ring, but now she's going to put Carmella in the sharpshooter. Far away from Becky Lynch, but Carmella grabbed the bottom rope for a rope break, and in comes Nia Jax. Nia Jax with a cover over Carmella. Now once again, Carmella and Nia Jax going at it in the middle of the ring. As Nia Jax sends Carmella into the corner, into the tree of woe, and Carmella meeting her halfway with a facebuster and a knee. Doesn't that look like Nia Jax was looking for the Natty by Nature discus clothesline? And Carmella with a suplex to Nia Jax. And a soccer ball kick. And Carmella looking for the Bronco Buster onto Nia Jax. With a right hand, momentum goes back to Nia Jax. She hits the spine buster onto Carmella. She's now just slamming Carmella's head into the mat. And Nia Jax getting sweet revenge onto Carmella, just beating her down. Nia Jax goes into the cover here. And Becky Lynch saves the match. And Carmella's been spending a lot of time in the ring. Hasn't made a tag to Becky Lynch in quite some time. Carmella with a facebuster to Nia Jax. But it looks like Carmella's looking for the code of silence there. And Nia just shaking her off and just sitting on her. May not be the most beautiful maneuver, but it sure as hell is effective. Now Nia Jax with another spine buster. And into the cover once again. And Becky Lynch is there to break up the pin. Again, Carmella needs to make a tag to Becky desperately. Another Dragon Screw takedown from Carmella to Nia. Carmella goes into the cover here. And Nia Jax kicks out before 2. And a sharp knee to the back of Nia Jax as Carmella finally makes a tag to Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is the freshest person in this tag match. She's just repeatedly stomping down on Nia Jax. And Nia with a huge power bomb, shaking the back and neck of Becky Lynch. And she drags Becky into the cover. Close to the ring, and a big leg drop from Nia into the cover on Becky. And Nia and Natalya win, and Carmella didn't even make an attempt to break up the pin here. Here you see the Natty by Nature clothesline. And the sharpshooter, and Carmella able to grab the bottom rope and force a break. Well, the story of the match is Becky Lynch gets in a tag. Nia Jax hits a leg drop onto Becky. After Becky Lynch saves Carmella time after time, breaking up the pin. And then the one time that Becky gets pinned, Carmella does not even elect to go in and break the pin. Right here. A huge Hogan-style leg drop to Becky Lynch. And Carmella wasn't even remotely interested. Because now we're going to hear from our other general manager, Christian. We heard from Edge earlier on tonight. Now we get to hear from Christian. What's going on, Greensboro? Hell of a show that you guys have seen so far, but now, after I finish here, there's only one more match left. And it is the main event, the Hell in a Cell rematch from WrestleMania 32, AJ Styles and Jericho. But this time it's for our RCW Heavyweight Championship. To repeat what Edge said earlier tonight, we'd like to say thank you to everybody in the arena and everybody watching at home. Without your support, we wouldn't be able to put on a show like we are right here, right now, tonight. But I'm going to go head in the back, get some popcorn ready, and watch our main event, and I'll see you guys this Saturday. And there you have it, folks. We heard from both of our general managers, and it is indeed time for our main event. AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho. A rematch of sorts from WrestleMania. But this time it is inside Hell in a Cell for the RCW Heavyweight Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are just like me, ready for this main event. It is for the RCW Heavyweight Championship. And ladies and gentlemen, AJ Styles stepping into the ring. for his first opportunity at the RCW Heavyweight Championship. AJ Styles is a champion all over the world, most recently WWE champion. He lost the title to John Cena back at the Royal Rumble. He's got a former rival in Chris Jericho. AJ Styles finally reaching to the top of the mountain to get to this point ever since embracing the RCW universe, asking them for their forgiveness for all that he's done in the past and even donning RCW colors. Actually, yes, this would be AJ Styles' first Hell in a Cell match. And Jericho also a veteran in the Hell in a Cell. Chris Jericho's been a great champion so far. We've seen 2 championships change hands here tonight. We saw a new women's champion in Sasha Banks and a new Twitch TV champion in Bray Wyatt. We also saw the tag team championships successfully retained. Well, let's just hope that Lady Luck is on AJ Styles' side tonight for the RCW Heavyweight Championship. Again, AJ Styles surviving a fatal 4-way match last night to get here. And Jericho took a loss, a huge upset loss to Curtis Axel. So we got a sharp incline versus a slight decline in momentums leading into this match. Right here, right now. As in moments, the cell will be descending upon our combatants for the RCW Heavyweight Championship. AJ Styles surviving Baron Corbin, Dean Ambrose, and Austin Aries in that fatal 4-way. Jericho's been champion since Thanks for Nothing back in November. And here we go, Jericho out of the gate with a brainbuster to AJ Styles. But now AJ taking down Jericho. And Jericho with a face buster. And Jericho with a kick to the face of AJ Styles. And Jericho with an elbow. These two had a great match back at WrestleMania 32, but now the stakes are even higher. This is the Heavyweight Championship on the line. Jericho with an elbow to the heart of AJ. As the crowd here in Greensboro is behind Jericho to retain the championship against AJ Styles. And AJ Styles an arm drag to Jericho. And a high knee from AJ Styles and a backbreaker. The momentum is going back and forth between these two. As AJ was looking for a springboard moonsault, but came up empty as Jericho rolled out of the way. And Jericho with head scissors and elbows to AJ Styles. Now Jericho with a leg bar here. Very different, innovative from our champion. Now AJ with hard strikes and a snap suplex. AJ into the cover to win the championship, and Jericho even just kicking out before two. Irish whip in the corner goes AJ. AJ countering out of it with a strike and then an enziguri. And Jericho with a hard kick to the face of Styles. As Styles goes again with another snap suplex. And Jericho into the walls of Jericho is now the crouch chain. Jericho sucks, but AJ could reach for a rope break, but it's not going to matter because it's a Hell in a Cell match. Jericho with the walls of Jericho on AJ Styles here. And AJ flipping Jericho over on his belly. AJ with an inverted DDT. These two men are evenly matched. As Jericho might be looking to end this match early with a code breaker to AJ Styles as he rolls into the cover onto AJ Styles, and AJ still has lots of fight left. AJ Styles finally being accepted by the RCW universe, winning the Fatal 4-Way. He has the drive to become champion. See if he can do that by defeating Jericho here tonight. Styles with a suplex. Now Styles rolling out of the ring here. Gonna grab the sledgehammer to soften up the champion. And Styles focusing on the legs of Jericho. And Jericho with a right hand knocks the sledgehammer right out of AJ's hands. It looked like Jericho's about to sweep the leg there, but AJ kind of rolling out of it. Another vertical brainbuster from AJ Styles. And now he's just stomping down any limb of Jericho. He goes for the Ishinoku driver there. He goes into the cover on Jericho to win the championship, and Jericho kicks out. And Jericho with a shoulder tackle. And the cover on Styles. And Styles kicks out at 2.5, still surviving in this matchup. As Jericho delivers an elbow to the heart of Styles. And this is our main event of the evening. For the RCW Heavyweight Championship, Styles and Jericho inside Hell in a Cell. The main event here on Hell on Earth. As AJ goes onto the apron, looking to set up the phenomenal forearm, but he's got to go from parallel to perpendicular. And he comes up empty on the phenomenal forearm. And Styles again looking for the phenomenal forearm, has to go parallel to perpendicular from the apron. He delivers a right hand and a German suplex to Jericho. And an elbow to the heart of Jericho. And Jericho with a counter. A veteran counter as he rolls. He immediately takes down the legs and rolls Styles onto his belly for the walls of Jericho for the second time. Is AJ going to tap out to the walls? And he does. Jericho retains the heavyweight championship. And there's the first walls of Jericho where AJ was able to get free, and Jericho hitting the code breaker following. This match went back and forth, but Jericho, I mean, don't get me wrong, both these men extreme veterans with their own experiences competing all over the world, but Jericho still with the champion's drive. Retains the RCW Heavyweight Championship by submission from the walls of Jericho. As you can see, AJ was close to the ropes, but it wouldn't do any good. And AJ was forced to tap out to the walls of Jericho. And Jericho retains the heavyweight championship inside Hell in a Cell. And Jericho continues his reign as heavyweight champion. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us here tonight for RCW. Our next pay-per-view final bell, which is our WrestleMania. We'll see you this Saturday on the Strike Zone. Have a good one.